The Chladaigh ring is a traditional Irish ring given which represents love, loyalty, and friendship. The design and customs associated with it originated in the Irish fishing village of Claddagh, located just outside the old city walls of Galway, now part of Galway City. The ring, as currently known, was first produced in the 17th century. Description: the Chladaigh ring belongs to a group of European finger rings called feed rings. The name feed derives from the Italian phrase mani in feed. These rings date from Roman times, when the gesture of clasped hands was a symbol of pledging vows, and they were used as engagement wedding rings in medieval and Renaissance Europe. Feed rings are cast in the form of two clasped hands, symbolizing faith, trust, or plighted troth. The Chladaigh ring is a variation on the feed ring, while the hands, heart, and crown motif was used in England in the early 18th century. Towards the end of the 20th century there was an explosion of interest in the Chladaigh ring, both as jewelry and as an icon of Irishness that now adorns many other objects from pub signs to gravestones. In more recent years it has been embellished with interlaced designs and combined with other Celtic and Irish symbols, but this is a very recent phenomenon that corresponds with the worldwide expansion in popularity of the Chladaigh ring as an emblem of Irish identity. Origins: Galway has produced Chladaigh rings continuously since at least 1700, but the name Chladaigh ring was not used before the 1840s. As an example of a maker, Bartholomew Fallon was a 17th-century Irish goldsmith, based in Galway, who made Chladaigh rings until circa 1700. His name first appears in the will of one Dominic Martin, also a jeweller, dated January 26, 1676, in which Martin willed Fallon some of his tools. Fallon continued working as a goldsmith until 1700. His are among the oldest surviving examples of the Chladaigh ring, in many cases bearing his signature. There are many legends about the origins of the ring, particularly concerning Richard Joyce, a silversmith from Galway circa 1700, who is said to have invented the Chladaigh design as we know it. Legend has it that Joyce was captured and enslaved by Algerian corsairs around 1675 while on a passage to the West Indies. He was sold into slavery to a Moorish goldsmith who taught him the craft. King William III sent an ambassador to Algeria to demand the release of any and all British subjects who were enslaved in that country, which at the time would have included Richard Joyce. After 14 years, Joyce was released and returned to Galway and brought along with him the ring he had fashioned while in captivity, what we've come to know as the Chladaigh. He gave the ring to his sweetheart, married, and became a goldsmith with considerable success. His initials are in one of the earliest surviving Chladaigh rings, but there are 3 other rings also made around that time, bearing the mark of goldsmith Thomas Mead. The Victorian antiquarian Sir William Jones described the Chladaigh, and gives Chambers' Book of Days as the source, in his book Finger Ring Law. Jones says, "The clasped hands, style ring are still the fashion, and in constant use in the community of Claddagh, Sicat, County Galway. They rarely intermarry with others than their own people." An account written in 1906 by William Dillon, a Galway jeweller, claimed that the Chladaigh ring was worn in the Aran Isles, Connemara and beyond. Knowledge of the ring and its customs spread within the British Isles during the Victorian period, and this is when its name became established. Galway jewellers began to market it beyond the local area in the 19th century. Further recognition came in the 20th century. In his 1911 book Rings for the Finger, American mineralogist George Frederick Kunz addresses the importance of gold wedding rings in Ireland but does not mention the Chladaigh ring. He does, however, include a photo of one, captioned with its correct name. Furthermore, it is unclear exactly how or when the ring was brought to the United States. In Rings Throughout the Ages, James Remington McCarthy barely addresses the subject of Irish rings at all. Usage and symbolism: the Chladagh's distinctive design features 2 hands clasping a heart, and usually surmounted by a crown. The elements of this symbol are often said to correspond to the qualities of love, friendship, and loyalty. A Fenian Chladaigh ring, without a crown, is a slightly different take on the design. Chladaigh rings, with or without the crown, are relatively popular among the Irish and those of Irish heritage, such as Irish Americans, as culture symbols and/or as symbols of engagement, marriage, or love. Chladaigh rings are often used as friendship rings but are most commonly used as engagement wedding rings. Mothers also give these rings to daughters when they come of age. When the hands that hold the heart are angled towards the girl, that means she is taken. When the heart faces out, the girl is single. This has become common largely due to the sentimental motto, "This is my heart which I give to you crowned with my love." Also associated with the ring is this wish, "Let love and friendship reign." In Ireland, the United States, and other places, the Chladaigh is handed down mother to eldest daughter or grandmother to granddaughter. According to Irish author Colin Murphy, the way in which a Chladaigh ring was worn with the intention of conveying the wearer's relationship status, on the right hand with the point of the heart towards the fingertips, the wearer is single and may be looking for love. On the right hand with the point of the heart toward the wrist, the wearer is in a relationship. On the left hand with the point of the heart towards the fingertips, the wearer is engaged. On the left hand with the point of the heart toward the wrist, the wearer is married. There are other localized variations in the traditions involving the hand and the finger upon which the Chladaigh is worn. Folklore about the ring is relatively recent, not ancient, with very little native Irish writing about the ring. Hence, the difficulty today in finding any source that describes or explains the traditional ways of wearing the ring. See also, Lucan Booth brooch, ecclesiastical ring, pre-engagement ring, engagement ring, wedding ring, references. External links, 18th century Chladaigh ring, a Euro Victoria and Albert Museum.